Welcome to our lake house. Come on in. We've lived in this lake house for a little over 5 years now. We're about 32 miles northwest of Atlanta in the state of Georgia. We moved to this house in the summer of 2019, and then just a few months later, we had a COVID lockdown. So it was a blessing that we were able to find this property, finished a little bit of work, and completely moved in right before the pandemic hit. I actually thought that the first property we bought after we moved here from LA in 2015 was going to be our forever home. I renovated that property with everything on my wish list. I had a dirty kitchen with 3-compartment sink. My husband had a huge workshop. We had a huge theater room. We had 2 separate offices and a gym space with floor-to-ceiling mirrors. But the HOA in that subdivision was a nightmare. So we only lived there for a little over 3 years. We sold that property in 2021, keeping it as an office for another 2 years after we've already moved to our lake house. When we first thought about moving in 2018, we were planning to move closer to the city, closer to Atlanta. Then I found the listing for this house and I told Steve that I was just interested to see the lake. I wasn't interested in buying the property because it's farther from the city than our original house. But after I saw the whole house in person, I didn't want to move to Atlanta anymore. So from the entrance of the house, the tall ceilings are very noticeable. You'll see a short hallway with 2 landing tables, and this is where we put our everyday shoes. And any given day, you will see our mails on these tables, packages, and any Amazon delivery. It's a very open space, so upon entering, you're immediately greeted by the receiving area of my office. You'll see our living room, the dining, all the way to the kitchen. And as you may notice, the huge windows allow all the natural light to come in, and the outdoor is very visible from the inside. On clear evenings, we can even see the moon from these windows. It really feels like we're living in the outdoors. The lake is pretty much visible all throughout the house, with the natural light penetrating every inch of it and the view of the lake in every room. It gives this home such a serene and zen energy. Even when it storms, actually the sound of the rain and the view of the lake makes it even more relaxing and meditative. Right beside the dining room is the kitchen. It's pretty dated but very functional. We didn't really touch it when we first moved here, and I don't really use it for cooking. I use the kitchen downstairs more, which is what I consider my dirty kitchen. There's a small office space for bills and organizing recipes. And right across the kitchen is a small walk-in pantry. Since I don't use the upstairs kitchen for cooking, I don't store food in this pantry. I only store some small appliances, my china, and my tea sets here. And behind the pantry is our laundry room. It's a small space, but it serves its purpose. Right between the kitchen and the pantry is the door to our guest room that we converted into our studio. This is where Steve and I film our YouTube episodes, and this is also where I would have my virtual consultations since the sound in this room doesn't echo as much as it does in my office. This room also has a great view of the lake, and I love that there is a door that you can use to go out on the back deck. On the other side of the living room is the master's bedroom. It's very spacious, very comfortable. Even though the ceiling is not as high as the living room, it still allows for ample daylight to come in with these huge doors. I've taken hundreds of pictures of this lake view, especially in the morning after I wake up, and posted on my Facebook. It's the same lake, but the landscape varies each morning, each season, and if there's anything, the view of this room ruined vacation for us. There's a large ensuite bathroom with French doors. I didn't really touch this bathroom much except replacing the countertop, the floor, and the tub. The original tub was a large jetted tub reflecting the period when the house was built in the early 2000s. This house is considered a ranch on a basement, and the basement is a mother-in-law suite. It's a large living space with dining area, another master's bedroom, and a full kitchen. This large open space is where we would normally exercise and do some yoga. Ironically, the strong characteristic of this house is also its weakness. Although the expansive openness creates a sense of airiness and freedom, it also means that certain spaces, such as a dedicated gym or an exercise room, are sacrificed. This is one of the major reasons why we're considering to renovate. You would notice that I used mostly outdoor furniture here, and that's because I was planning to replace these large windows with an accordion door for indoor-outdoor living space. Especially when the pool is open, it would be nice to have the large doors and get the feeling of a pool house. This year we didn't open the pool because we were gone for a month. We went to visit the Philippines. Adjacent to the dining space is what I would consider my dirty kitchen. I spend a lot of time here, and I use this kitchen more often than the upstairs kitchen. Out of all the rooms that need to be done in this house, this is the space that is in dire need of an update. As you can see, it needs more shelves and storage. It needs an exhaust and a dishwasher. The countertop needs to be replaced with a more durable material, and I definitely need a larger sink. Right beside the TV is a large walk-in pantry. The size of this room is every home cook's dream. I have everything here from our fridge to my small appliances, all our staples, and all my baking and cake decorating gadgets. This room also needs to be completed. The previous owners used this as a regular storage, so they didn't bother to finish the walls and the ceiling. Across the big hall is our theater room. This space was a must on our wish list since we had that large theater room from our previous house. This space was originally for a boat. It was a long and narrow space. You can park up to 3 cars here, but in tandem. But since we are not planning on purchasing a boat and we have a 2-car garage upstairs, we converted half of this into this theater room and the other half into Steve's workshop. They're a lot smaller compared to our previous house, but it's doing its purpose. At the foot of the stairs is the master bedroom on this level. It's a carbon copy of the master bedroom upstairs, but personally, I think that the view of this room is much better. It's nearer to the lake, and the fact that you can just walk outside straight from the bedroom is just awesome. And that's it for today. That's all that I have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed our tour today. So until next time, I hope you guys like, subscribe, and follow my channel. Thank you.